My name is Nick Biolsi. I'm going to be teaching you how to drive a manual car here. We got an open parking lot, but just a few base rules first and some things to mention. Some of you aren't understanding what a manual car is. This is your gas pedal. This is your brake as usual. And this is a new pedal called the clutch. That's going to be helping you engaging your gears and getting you going. And here, instead of having, drive, reverse and stuff, you still have your reverse, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down, left, and up for reverse, rather than just, your few little gears. But over time, you'll get to use that pattern, you'll get used to it, and depending on the car, you could even have a 5-speed, or only a 4-speed, or even a 7-speed, and so on and so forth. There's different variations, and your reverse might not be in the top left, or there might be different ways to initiate reverse. But everything down here is pedal-wise will always be the same. You always have your gas, your brake, and your clutch. You're gonna want to, if you drive an automatic, you know that you just use the same foot for gas and brake. But you don't use your right foot for the clutch. You use your left foot for the clutch. So we'll just get started here on how to start this. Like get in first gear and start drive like from a stoplight or a stop sign or just pulling out of your driveway. So most cars nowadays that are manual, you'll have to put the clutch in and then go ahead and start the car. But I'm not, for time's sake and just explaining sake, I'm not going to start the car yet. At the end of the video I will. So what you want to do is you want to put it in first gear. Well, first of all, you actually put the clutch in, I'm sorry. That's always, whenever you're going to be touching something up here, you always have the clutch in. So you have the clutch in, you'll take your shifter, put it in the first, and down, so now the rest of the work's down here. So while you're driving though, you're obviously going to want to pay attention to the road, and you'll get used to this at your foot over time. But you want to let the clutch out very slowly and give it a slight bit of gas, and eventually you'll start to feel the car move, and you'll hit a grabbing point with the clutch, and you'll know that's when the clutch is engaging, and you can start giving gas, and you can fully disengage the clutch and give it gas, and you'll be in gear and you'll be driving. And then to shift, you'll just do the same thing as before, but a little bit differently. So I'll show you this, put the clutch in, get off the gas, go into second gear, and then get on the back on the gas a little bit as you're disengaging the clutch again. Let out on the gas fully, and you're all set, and you're shifting, and then just repeat the same process: clutch in, change the gear, let it out, and so on and so forth. And that's basically how you drive manual. So there's a few other things though you'll have to get to understand. Sometimes the pattern is something that you're gonna have to get used to over time. So what I like to do is what I did when I first got this car and was driving manual. I just kind of sat in here with the car off, because you can do whatever you want with any gear. You can go in any order you want. But what I did is I just practiced rowing through the gears. You know what I mean? Just practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you get more comfortable. You understand it, and then you just get comfortable knowing when you're in reverse. In first gear. I mean, my car, like most cars nowadays that are manual, have a safety feature to where, so you don't go into reverse by accident while you're trying to go into first gear. So my car, you have to push it down to go under a locking collar, then it goes all the way to the left and up, and that's how I know I'm in reverse. Whereas, in first is only here. There's a difference, it's much further. So yeah, I can go ahead and we can start her up, like I said. So you want to have your foot on the clutch. You're gonna have it get ready to start up, and then you're good. You can just make sure she's in neutral, and then you can let off the clutch, and you'll be okay. And whenever you're parked as a manual, though, you're always gonna want to have your e-brake up. You don't have to yank it to the sky, but just a few little clicks, like that's all you really need if you're on like flat ground or a very minor hill. But if you're on maybe a little higher hill, you want to feel safer, you can put it up a few more. But I tend to keep it very light because you don't need to have your e-brake on too high, but that's personal preference. So, like we said before, foot on the clutch, put her in first gear, and I'll show you my footwork down here. And we are in an open parking lot, so you'll have your foot on the brake so you don't roll, and then you'll just and you're off the clutch, and there you go. And that's how you're already engaged in first gear now. So now I'll show you. So you put your foot on the clutch, move back to second gear, and you disengage again, and that's that. And And then to come to a stop, it's basically the same thing as you're doing before, but all you have to do is just keep your foot on the clutch when you go to the brake. You know, you come in, put your foot on the clutch, put her in neutral. It's up to you, but you can and then you apply the brake slowly, and basically you have stopped and started. And that's how you shift as well. So that's a very easy and simple way to learn how to drive manual, guys.